Okay, I'm going to show you how to make tomato gravy. Okay, this is just regular sausage. I would say Jimmy Dean, but they're not paying me, so just use a cheap brand of sausage. You can just fry it up. Don't fry it crispy, just fry it brown. Then, you take your flour, and you put maybe a couple teaspoons in it. I use my hand, and I did wash my hands. And then you just stir it around like that. That's not the right consistency. We're going to have to put some more. But before we get it too thick, we're going to add a little sage, ground sage, maybe a half a teaspoon. We're going to add, I like pepper, so I'm going to add a good tablespoon of pepper, and then maybe a teaspoon of salt. Okay? And we just do this around, and we run it on about a medium-high heat. It's got to cook down a little bit, and I think we need to add a little bit more. I'll show you the consistency of it. I'm going to have this with my homemade fried biscuits. When you make the biscuit dough up, you just, excuse me, I got to sit down, got a bad back now. But, let's add a little bit more, because I want a little bit more consistency. The more consistency this is, it don't have to be real thick, but that's about right there. Till it's like, you know, mushroom soup type, creamy, you know. But, and you cook this down till it browns. When it starts to brown good, you let it brown real good. The more you let it brown, the better your gravy is going to taste, because it's cooking in all these flavors, pepper and salt and the sausage into this grease right now, and flour and the sage. The sage I put in, now you can use sausage that's got sage in it. This particular sausage didn't have sage in it, so I added a little sage to it. Not very much, just maybe a quarter teaspoon of it. But that's looking good there now. Ain't that some pretty gravy? Now that ain't gravy yet, but that's the makings of the gravy. Okay. Next thing, we're going to let that cook there for a few minutes. I take a can of tomatoes. It don't matter if they're whole or whatever, because I put them in a food chopper, which is over there, and I chop them up to a fine thing here. Now some people like the chunks of tomatoes and get diced tomatoes and put in it, and then put a can of sauce. But if you just do this, you won't have to put a can of sauce in. Alright, pour that in there. We're not done yet. Let's get that out of the way there. And you just let that tomato run all in there. You see how thick it's getting? We're going to fix that in a minute too. We just let all that tomato run all the way through. Now, we want to add equal amounts of water and milk. This is about a cup and a half of water and a cup and a half of milk. Alright? Then you stir it up and keep with your whisk until it gets to the consistency you want. Now when it comes to the consistency that you want to stop, you want to pull it off the heat right then. I got electric stove, so I can't just shut it off, but I love electric stoves because they're hotter. I don't care what you say. But see that tomato look? Okay, while this is coming to a boil here, I'm going to repeat the thing. You need sausage, about 2 patties, you know, and then chop them up into your pan and fry them till they're brown. Not till they're crispy, just till they're brown. And then you put Put your sage in, which is about a 1/4 teaspoon of sage. Put about pepper and salt to taste. I usually put about a lot of black pepper because I love black pepper in my gravy. You see it's already starting to thicken up there now. And then when it gets to the right thickness, you pull it off and you keep stirring it while it's off, because that skillet, according on what kind of, I got a cast iron skillet there, but now if I had a can of tomato sauce, which I don't, I'd add it too to make it more tomato, or a half a can of tomato paste. But this is going to be good here. I can just see it now. See the redness of it. You can see the tomatoes color in there. That is so good. Now let it boil there for a minute. It's just about to the right thickness. You can let it get as thick as you want, but just remember, you pull it off of the fire when you get it to the consistency you want. Now it's just about right there now. When she makes waves and see it building up there, and well, I don't know if you can. If it starts bubbling, you just right. Instead of boiling, it just bloop, bloop, bloop. That's it. That's perfect gravy for me. I like thick gravy. I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. Most of you would take it off right now. This is better than any gravy you can buy, and it only takes about 10 minutes to fix. Now you've seen that. Now that's where I'm going to take it off. I got to get a rag. I'm going to slide it over here to this other burner. And that's it right there. And by the way, I'm the naked cook, and I'm naked. So long.
Those who know that healthy can also be tasty.